Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Living Room Gymnastics. Today we're going to go through some beam basics that you can practice on a nice straight line on the floor. Now, if you haven't got a beam at home, I've made my very own beam today by using some masking tape, and I've just taped a line along the floor. Now, with the beam guys, all we're practicing today is trying to stay on this line. Today's beam basics, there are 8 simple exercises that you can do at home without even having to go off the floor. Now we're just going to practice keeping along this line. The first exercise is walking forwards. So you're going to position yourself on the line, feet together, arms out nice and wide, and you're just going to walk stepping one foot in front of the other, making sure you're keeping this chest up tall, walking along the line. When you get to the end, turn yourself around, arms out wide, one foot in front of the other, all the way down. Now, to make this a little bit harder for yourself, you can try it on your tippy toes. So you're going to stand feet together, up onto those tippy toes, arms out wide, chest up tall, looking straight ahead, one foot in front of the other, all the way down to the end, turn around and repeat. Once you've done this one guys, we're going to move on. So exercise number 2 is walking backwards. So you're going to put yourself on the line, feet together, arms out nice and wide. Now with this one, we want to look down slightly at our toes so we can see where we're putting our feet, but we don't want to bend over because we'll lose our balance otherwise. So keep those arms out nice and wide, looking down, one foot behind the other, walking back to the end of the beam. When you get to the end guys, you're just going to turn around and start again. So you're going to keep going, stepping those feet behind and making sure you are staying on the line. Exercise number 3 is walking sideways. You're going to position yourself, feet together, hands on your hips, and you're just going to lift one foot up, step it out, and slide your feet back together. So you're stepping sideways along the beam. When you get to the end, move yourself back along the beam. Trying to keep those legs nice and straight, keeping your chest tall, not leaning forwards. Once you've got hang of the first 3 guys, we're going to make it a little bit trickier. Remember, you can try all of these on your tiptoes as well. Exercise number 4 is kicks. So we're going to stand on our beam, arms out nice and wide, and we're going to kick up in front with our legs. So swapping them over just like we did when we walked forwards, but we're adding a kick. When we're kicking, we want to make sure that our leg is nice and straight and our toes are nice and pointed. Exercise number 5, once you've done your kicks forwards, you are going to do kicks out to the side. So you're going to stand on your beam, arms out nice and wide. Now, instead of kicking up in front of you, you're going to take your foot to the side of the beam, lift it up and put it in front. So it's like you're drawing a semicircle with a nice straight leg and popping it back on the beam. So you're going to kick your opposite leg out, semicircle, back down to the beam. Back leg comes round nice and straight and back onto the beam. So you're focusing on lifting that leg up nice and high, pointing those toes and popping it back onto the line on the floor. Exercise number 6, we're going to practice our stretch jumps along the beam. Now I haven't got room to put my hands up too tall, so I'm going to put my hands on my hips. I'm going to keep my feet together, I'm going to bend my knees and I'm going to push, nice straight legs, up and land on the beam. And I'm going to practice jumping all the way along on a nice straight line and landing at the end, turning around and repeating. Exercise number 7, we're going to work on landing nice and still on the beam. Now we can practice our tuck jump and our stretch jump that we've just practiced previously. So stretch jump, hands on hips, we're going to jump up, we're going to stretch, land, bending those knees, keeping our chest nice and tall. Now remember, when you do your landing position, lift those arms out in front of you to keep that balance. So we're going to jump up and land, nice and still, making sure we are on the white line. Once you've got the hang of those jumps, guys, we're going to make it harder and we're going to add the tuck jump in. Okay, now remember, you are on a line here, so you need to make sure that both of your feet are on the line. If they have to go ever so slightly apart, that's absolutely fine. Just make sure those feet are in a nice straight line we're going to bend down, swing our arms up, lift our knees to our belly, and land on that beam, keeping those legs nice and strong. Now, final exercise, guys. You're going to need to find yourself some obstacles. So, I've got myself some juggling balls, but you can use some socks, or something nice and small and soft you can find around the house. You're going to position your obstacles along the beam, making sure there is a gap in between. Now, we're going to practice jumping over our obstacles, down to the end of the beam and back. So I'm going to start with my stretch jumps. So feet together, hands on my hips, I'm going to bend, jump over and land. Jump over and land, jump over and land. If that's nice and easy, you can make it slightly harder by adding in your tuck jump. So lift those knees up and land, lift those knees up and land, and so on. Now, even trickier, guys, because we need to make sure those legs come back together to land on the beam. You can try and star jump around your obstacles. So feet together, hands by your side. You're going to bend those knees, jump out, make a nice wide star shape, and close your legs back together, making sure that we're going over the obstacle and landing on our line. Good luck, guys. That's a tricky one. Okay, now practice this as many times as you like. Let's see if we can stay on those beams. Good luck, guys. See you all next week.